Here's the top stories for November 10th. President Marcos orders continuous relief and rescue operations amid Super Typhoon Uwan. Super Typhoon Uwan leaves 2 dead and a trail of destruction across Luzon and Visayas. Uwan is expected to leave the Philippine area of responsibility on November 11th and may re-enter on November 12th, according to PAGASA. International Criminal Court defense lawyer Nicholas Kaufman says the arrest warrant against Senator Ronald De La Rosa is a figment of imagination. Diesel prices will rise by 1 peso per liter, and gasoline by 50 centavos per liter despite the storm. President Marcos has directed government agencies to continue conducting relief and rescue operations and the deployment of medical teams in affected areas amid the onslaught of Super Typhoon Uwan. Malacanang said Marcos made several directives to agencies dealing with disaster response efforts in a meeting Monday morning, November 10th. According to Palace Press Officer and Communications Undersecretary Claire Castro, Marcos has instructed the Department of Social Welfare and Development to continue providing help to typhoon victims. The conditions of evacuees and evacuation sites are being closely monitored, Castro said. The president has also ordered the Department of Health to ensure that medical teams are deployed in evacuation sites to monitor the health of the evacuees. Marcos also directed the Department of Public Works and Highways to begin rehabilitation efforts on damaged roads to ensure that the delivery of aid to any part of the country would not be delayed. Super Typhoon Uwan battered large parts of Luzon and Visayas, triggering widespread flooding, landslides, and power outages that left 2 people dead and 830,000 individuals affected, the Office of Civil Defense reported on Monday, November 10th. 1 fatality was recorded in Viga Catanduanes due to drowning, while another one was in Catbalogan City, Samar, due to a collapsed structure, said OCD Assistant Secretary Bernardo Rafaelito Alejandro IV, Civil Defense Deputy Administrator for Administration. 2 persons were also reported injured in Bicol and Eastern Visayas. These are still subject for validation, Alejandro said. The death toll is feared to further increase as twins aged 5 were reportedly killed in a landslide that occurred in Barangay Balangabang, Cayapa, Nueva Vizcaya, according to the Philippine National Police. Regarding the reported casualties, these were from the landslide that occurred early this morning. However, I have referred the matter to the DILG since the announcement of deaths, and missing persons falls under their jurisdiction. The PNP is assisting and verifying the reports. We have already extended assistance and submitted our reports to the DILG, so yes, the landslide incident did happen early this morning. Police Colonel Esmeraldo Osha Jr. said in a press briefing hosted by the OCD at Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City. Typhoon Uwan is expected to leave the Philippine area of responsibility early Tuesday, November 11th, but could re-enter on Wednesday, November 12th, as it moves over the waters southwest of Taiwan. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said on Monday, November 10th. The typhoon, which has continued to weaken over the West Philippine Sea, was last tracked 135 kilometers west-northwest of Bacnotan, La Union before Monday noon. It was moving west-northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour, with maximum sustained winds of 130 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 160 kilometers per hour. PAGASA said Uwan will follow a recurving path, turning northwestward later Monday, northward on Tuesday, and northeastward for the rest of the forecast period. A brief period of re-intensification is possible as the typhoon moves over the waters southwest of Taiwan before gradually weakening starting Wednesday. Uwan is forecast to exit PAR tomorrow early morning, PAGASA said. It may re-enter PAR on Wednesday evening as it makes landfall over the southwestern coast of Taiwan, it added. International Criminal Court defense lawyer Nicholas Kaufman dismissed as fictional the reported issuance of an arrest warrant against Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa by the High Court, calling the claim a figment of Ombudsman Remulla's fertile imagination. Kaufman, who is former President Rodrigo Duterte's lead counsel in his Crimes Against Humanity charge at the ICC, said this after Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla claimed the ICC had issued a warrant for De La Rosa's arrest in connection with its probe into the Duterte administration's anti-drug campaign. There is nothing to suggest that the supposed arrest warrant for Senator De La Rosa is anything other than a figment of Ombudsman Remulla's fertile imagination, Kaufman said in a statement. It goes against all common sense and prosecutorial logic for the ICC to issue further warrants in the context of the Philippines investigation until the issue of its ability to exercise jurisdiction over the so-called war on drugs has been finally resolved on appeal, he added. Local pump prices are poised to increase this week, driven by tighter regional supply and higher demand, despite the adverse weather conditions. Effective Tuesday, November 11th, the price of gasoline is set to climb by 50 centavos per liter, while diesel will see a 1 peso per liter increase. Oil companies, including Sea-Oil, Petrogas, and Shell Pilipinas, have announced the adjustments. Sea-Oil, however, noted that kerosene prices will hold steady this week due to State of Calamity Proclamation number 1077. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.